Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Clutter. I'm your host, Margo, a professional organizer specializing in chronic clutter. And today we are diving into a question that I get all the time. Isn't organizing the same as decluttering? And the short answer is nope. A lot of people confuse the two, but they serve totally different purposes. And understanding the difference is key to creating lasting change in your home. Decluttering, you see, is all about reducing the number of items you own. It's the process of letting go, getting rid of what you don't need, use, or love. While organizing, on the other hand, is what happens after. It's about creating systems and homes for the things you've chosen to keep. And here the order is incredibly important. One of the biggest mistakes I see with my one-on-one clients and with folks in general is that we are trying to organize before we declutter. And if you've ever done this, I was guilty of this a long time ago when I first started on my decluttering journey. I was just like, I'm just going to run out to the store. I'm going to go to the Container Store and Home Goods, Amazon, and I'm going to buy all these bins and baskets and trinkets. And then I brought it home and I'm like, oh my goodness, none of the stuff fits. Or maybe I forced it to fit. Have you been there? Be honest. You force something to fit because you have that pretty bin and lo and behold, it does not fit. Or in about a day or two, when you go to pull something out, the entire system falls apart. So this is why we declutter first and then we organize. Trying to organize before you declutter is like trying to build a house on shaky foundation. If you're simply moving clutter around or stuffing things into bins and baskets without sorting and letting go, the chaos will creep back in no time. Decluttering clears the clutter so you actually have space to organize effectively. Now, I know that for some of us, organization is kind of the most exciting part, and for some of us, we fear it, procrastinate. It could go either way. But the most important thing is if you are somebody who's sitting here going, I need a storage unit or I need a bigger space. The truth is you need less stuff. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that you can declutter your entire house in a day. Maybe if you hire an entire team professionally to do it for you. But otherwise, decluttering can take quite a bit of time. I mean, it really all depends on how much commitment, or rather how much time commitment you can invest in the process. So I've worked with clients that were able to go and they did in 30 days because they had some time off of work in the summer. But it can take 3 months. It could take 6 months. For some people, it can take 12 months. I mean, it really depends on how much clutter you have. The truth is, and this is not meant to upset you, but the truth is if you've been accruing clutter for the last 10, 15, 20 years, it is very, very unlikely that you're going to be able to declutter in just a week or so. So it is a commitment, and it is something where you quickly begin to see progress with consistency. So even if you're decluttering just 15 minutes a day, maybe 3 days a week, yes, it might take you longer than somebody that declutters, let's say 4 hours in a sitting twice a week, but it will get done. And a lot of times what I see happen is we rush through the decluttering process because it could be overwhelming. We are plagued with decision fatigue. It's like, Margo, do I keep this? Do I let it go? Do I donate? Do I trash? Do I recycle? What do I do with these things? It can be very, very overwhelming. But I'm here to tell you that just like any new skill that you have learned in the past, it appears and feels incredibly overwhelming in the beginning. But as you do it, and the more you do it, the easier and the faster it becomes. So I think that in my experience, having done this for the last 10 years, and I have helped hundreds of women, it seems scarier than it is. And the most important thing that you can do for yourself, even right now, as you're listening to this podcast, is simply to just get started. Pick an area of your home and just start. Pick a drawer, pick a shelf, pick a handful of, pick a bunch of nail polishes, whatever it is, and just get started. And if you're like, Margo, I understand what you're saying, I should get started, but I'm really, I feel so paralyzed because I have no idea where to begin. The kitchen has a bunch of clutter, the bedroom, the bathroom, all this stuff. How do I choose? Well, you're in luck because this week only, my masterclass on how to create a decluttering plan, which essentially it's 60 minutes. It's freaking awesome and amazing. It has helped so many women transform their home. It literally, I give you a 3-step simple system It comes with a workbook, and it helps you identify where you're going to start, what you're going to do first, how often you're going to declutter, and how to stick with your schedule. It's incredible. It's life-changing. And by taking it, you're going to literally cut your decluttering time in half. I will leave a link to it in the show notes. I currently have a spring sale happening, so the entire masterclass and the 28-page workbook that comes with it is only $37 for this week. Now, once you've decluttered, congratulations, take a deep breath, reward yourself for sure. The next thing you want to do is organize, and organizing helps you maintain that clutter-free space. The last thing you want to happen is you've invested time, energy, and effort into decluttering. We don't organize, and then the house resumes looking like chaos 6 months later. So organization is what helps you maintain that clutter-free space. It creates efficiency and ease. It's labeling your pantry so your kids know where your snacks are. It's setting up a landing zone for your keys and mail by the door so things don't pile up on the kitchen counter. Organizing gives structure to your decluttering work and hard efforts. And with organization, there are 2 rules, only 2 rules. Okay. When it comes to organization, the 2 rules are every item in your space should have a home to go to, right? And sometimes that home for miscellaneous items is a junk drawer, but that is a designated space. And the second thing is organization is less about aesthetics, although aesthetics are lovely. We all see those reels and posts on Instagram and TikTok, and you're like, oh my God, that kitchen, that pantry, that closet looks absolutely amazing. And that's wonderful. But organization at its core is less about aesthetics and more about functional use and functional flow. So for example, if you have a coffee machine on your countertop, you should not be storing your coffee mugs on the other side of the kitchen, because that means that every single time you want to make a coffee, which is probably every morning, you have to run to the other side of the kitchen in order to grab a mug. And that is not functional. Same thing when it comes to when it comes to organizing your pantry, the stuff that you use most often should be at eye level, should be in the middle. Same thing with your wardrobe and your clothing, the things for the season that you are using. Right now, we're going from winter to spring, although it feels more like winter than it does like spring. But in your wardrobe, the items that you wear most often should be easily accessible. You shouldn't have to step on a stool and climb to the top of your closet to get something. It's all about functional use, and we are not born to know how to organize. We are not born knowing how to declutter. These are all skills that we learn through practice. So I say this because I know a lot of people get really hard on themselves. I'm not organizing the right way. Why doesn't my house, or why doesn't, my kitchen look like, somebody else's kitchen on, TikTok or whatnot? Please don't be hard on yourself. Both decluttering and organization is subjective, and organization's really about making things seamless. So, you come across an item, like I love to do an evening home reset. It literally takes me less than 5 minutes. Why? As I'm running around my home, I'm picking up loose items, right? Because that happens. I mean, we don't live in isolations. We're human. We have families. We have pets. So houses naturally on a daily basis are going to get messy. The beautiful thing about decluttering and organizing is that it only takes a few minutes for you to put things back where they belong. But again, we want to declutter first, and then we want to organize. Decluttering gives you breathing room. Organizing gives you flow. When you declutter first, organizing becomes so much simpler because you're only working with what truly matters to you and what you need and what you use. Think of it like this. Decluttering is editing your wardrobe down to the pieces you love and actually wear, while organizing is creating a closet layout that makes getting dressed easy and enjoyable. Essentially, you can literally close your eyes and pick out the items that you want. So I always love to talk about actionable tips because it's not about just kind of understanding the theory and gaining some motivation and perspective, but it's also like, what can you do right now? And here are a few ways you can implement both starting today. Number 1, you can pick a small space like your bathroom drawer. Declutter by tossing expired products or items that you never use. Then you essentially organize what's left with a small tray or divider. And also, while you're decluttering, let's say you're decluttering that cabinet or that drawer in the bathroom, ask yourself, does it make sense for things to be here? Do I use everything that is in each room or each space of your home? More often than not should be where you use it or close to where you use it. This is why I always say cleaning products should be where you use them. I don't mean like in the bedroom, but you know what I mean? Like we should have cleaning products in the bathroom for the bathroom. It just makes things so much more seamless. So when you declutter, then take a look. What do I have? Do I use it here? Does it belong here? And if it does, cool. Invest in some organization, or maybe you have some bins and dividers already handy, which is awesome, right? Money saved. And if things don't belong there, if you don't use them there, then relocate them to where they belong. And you can go one small section at a time. Again, if like this spring, you're like, Margo, this is the year I declutter my entire home. I need a plan. I need a game plan. I need to eliminate decision fatigue. Then you can check out my How to Create a Decluttering Plan Masterclass. The next thing is you want to always, and I do mean always, declutter on a schedule. Now, with that said, everybody's schedule will look differently. Your schedule can simply be multitasking. You know, when I make dinner and the pasta is boiling, I declutter a drawer. But there should be some kind of intentional schedule that you stick with. So it could be, I'm going to declutter twice a week. I'm going to declutter 3 times a week. It could be, I'm going to declutter 1 item a day, whatever works for you. And my decluttering plan goes through all of these different options. And then you want to simply set up systems. Once decluttered, organize using labels, containers, or routines to keep things in place. And this is something that comes last, right? We're decluttering first. I mean, oftentimes, honestly, we declutter the same space multiple times, because what you'll find if you're new to decluttering, it's going to be much more challenging to let items go the first time around. The second time, you're like, why did I keep this? The third time, you're going to be dreaming of things like, oh my God, I can't wait to declutter, because it feels so good. You're going to feel like, I mean, just physically and mentally, you're going to feel so much better in your home. But again, decluttering is the heavy lifting. It takes the most amount of time. Organizing, depending on how you feel about it, could be super exciting and aesthetically pleasing. And then you really just want to make sure that you have systems in place. And that's third, right? Like don't try to label things in the beginning. Just get things in the spaces where they belong and then pretty things up afterwards. When you embrace both decluttering and organizing, you create not just a tidy home, but one that supports your lifestyle and makes everyday living feel better. Thank you so much for listening. As always, good luck on your decluttering journey, and remember to be good to yourself.